Good morning and welcome to the Connect podcast. This morning is going to be really fun. I'm going to take you guys with me. We've got an interview on live TV today for the Good Life on NTV. And so that's something we like to do every time we have a festival, just go on and let the community know some of the things that are happening and talk with some of the hosts about all of the fun things at the Midsummer Fest this year. So I've got that this morning. It is 7:28. We've got to be there at 9 a.m. So I'm going to start with some coffee. You can't see behind me, but I'm going to do some morning tasks here and we're going to head out to the studio. And I'm going to take you guys with me for a special behind the scenes look with Connect today. So let's get started. Hello and welcome to the Connect podcast, a podcast by the Holdrege Area Chamber of Commerce. All right, I had just pulled up to the TV station, as you can see behind me here. And super excited to go in here and chat with these gals about the Midsummer Festival coming on June 19th, 20th, and 21st. But on the behind the scenes, I wanted to talk to you guys about some of the things you might not know that happen with a festival this size. So one of the things I worked on this morning was an AR filter on Snapchat. And so what's really fun is there are going to be two different filters on the Midsummer Festival if you're downtown or really anywhere in Holdrege because of how their location services work. But you're going to be able to use one of our filters that you can put a Viking hat or a braid on you with the Midsummer frame. And then there's another one that puts some face paint on you in Swedish colors. And both of those will be available by Snapcode, but one of them will also just be available in your Snapchat gallery while you're looking through filters at the festival. So that's fun. Another few things we do is Lemon Fresh Day is one of those bands that they're just so fun to work with because they allow things like choosing the set list. And so one thing we did last year that we're going to try to do again this year is voting the vibe. This means you can go to Discover 37, you can click on each of the tabs that go to Vote the Vibe contest, and then you can actually vote by decade. So if you have a favorite song of the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s, you can go ahead and vote for those. And then the week of the festival, Lemon Fresh Day is going to take those, tally them up, and the winners will actually be added to their set list. So that's super fun. Another thing that we're working on here is the window contest. So we had the chamber windows painted. Now other windows are popping up in town and they're registering. So make sure if you're still interested, you can still register. Registration is closed as far as voting being open, but I'm not going to close that link. So if you still want to get in, the 2nd, 3rd, 4th of June, you're more than welcome to. We'd love to have you. Just make sure you get in as soon as you can so that voters can still vote for your windows. I'm going to head in here and get this interview done. I'm not nervous, but I'm a little bit nervous. All right, I just got through with the interview on NTV's The Good Life. I'm really excited about how that went. I think I did a good job. Sometimes I get worried about talking too fast, but there's a lot to talk about. So that's great. We talked a lot about polititis. We talked a little bit about this Connect podcast, and we talked a whole bunch about the Midsummer Festival. So I'm really excited. Stay tuned for when they play that. I'm sure they'll air it more than once. But yeah, really excited that that's over. I'm going to head back to the office, get a few last minute things done for the Midsummer Festival, and then I'm on vacation for 4 days. So I'm really excited. I'm going to Kansas City with my family. We're going to go to see Legoland and the zoo and Royals game. So that's really fun. But work comes first, so I got to get some Midsummer stuff done. Head with me to the office and let's get some things finished up. Well, I am stuck here, so I figured it was a great time to talk to you guys about some of the things that you don't hear about or don't think about when it comes to setting up any event, but a festival in particular. One of those things is ads. I've spent a good part of my week, probably 30 hours in the last week, just on advertising. Now that's ads in social media like Facebook and Snapchat. That is newspaper and TV and radio ads. This interview that we just had this morning took some preparation. And so all of those things not only take time to schedule and prepare for, but they take content and they take copy. Copy is the wording that you use when you advertise. Every word and every piece of punctuation affects how our brain sees and gets excited about certain things. And so that's a big part of festival and event planning that a lot of people don't think about. Specifically with the Snapchat filter, that took a lot of learning, probably, 10 or so hours of learning how to create a filter, creating the filter in the way that I thought that I could, and being proud of something that I created only to find out that the advertiser doesn't allow you to use custom created filters for your ad. So I had to pivot and use their system to build a new filter. Both filters will be available at the festival, but unfortunately, only one will have advertising behind it. So it's a very big business lesson, just as a side note, that sometimes what you want to happen can't be exactly what happens, and you've got to pivot and make work with what you have. So that was something that happened this week. Another thing that I'm focusing on in the next week and a half probably is posters and banners to be installed. Posters are already out, but banners will be installed in the next couple of days, probably next week. And there's a lot that goes into those. Every poster, every graphic, every flyer and banner that you see was created, designed, and styled by somebody here at the Holdridge Chamber, whether that be myself or Lori, the CEO. Also, I have to give a big shout out to the printers that help us do these things, not only for apparel and stuff like that, but also, these banners that we're utilizing local printers that really keep up with the demand and time limits that we have. So I want to give a special shout out to not only Screen Machine, but Graphic Art Shop for always coming through when we need them to and being a wonderful partner as far as this stuff goes. Coordinating stages, the chairs, bleachers, this maypole that we're putting up on Thursday at the Mayor's Proclamation. All of that takes a lot of work, not only from the people like myself that are coordinating and planning, but also from our volunteers that give up their time, energy, and money to make sure that some of this stuff can happen and continue to happen. Speaking of volunteers, someone has to coordinate them and schedule. Shout out to Rebecca Anderson at Lincoln Federal Savings. She's also on our board, and she's also one of the chairs of the Midsummer Committee, specifically the parade. And one thing she's done really well is she has brought in an immense amount of coordination as far as volunteer scheduling, making sure that she has enough volunteers and where they're going to be at so that our parade, as it continues to grow, like we said last year, our parade was almost an hour long. As our parade continues to grow, we want to make sure that it continues to thrive. We want to make sure that every sponsor gets what they need and when they need it. Certain sponsors get tickets. Some sponsors, we set up a cabana for them out of appreciation. Another thing we want to make sure we do is checking in with our vendors, making sure we get final confirmations. A lot of vendors signed up back in January, and they might not be fully prepared in June and remember that they even paid the fee. So reaching out to them and making sure they know not only when to be there, but where to show up, making sure that they feel secure in the things that they're doing as far as their business goes, and making sure they're set up to be as successful as they possibly can. Right now at the Chamber, it feels pretty chaotic. It's exciting, but we want to make sure we stay organized. There's a lot happening on the daily that seems a lot like fires. So if you're setting up a festival or an event of your own, just keep in mind that is to be expected. Every festival or event is going to have issues, hang-ups, and snags, and that's all right. That's part of the fun in planning a festival. And that's what makes it worth it. At the end of the festival last year, I remember feeling just overwhelmed at the fact that one team of not too many individuals is able to bring this cool of an event, but also this big of an impact to a community our size. And it's not just an event. It's something that brings people together and puts our community on the map. It's a ton of work, but when you see the smiles and fun of the kids and people that are at the festival, it makes it all worth it. It's a lot of joy. After this festival, you and I are going to be having a lot of conversations about not only post-festival things and the next big event coming up, but we at the Chamber are going to be teasing some new programs, and they're really exciting. People have been asking for certain programs for a long time. They've been asking for certain things to be available, and we're excited to be able to bring those to our community and to our Chamber members. So stay tuned for those things. Thank you so much for listening. Please, as a reminder, if you have any questions about the Midsummer Festival, make sure that you head over to Discover 37 or holdridgechamber.com. All of the updates for the festival are there. And obviously you can give us a call at the Chamber, 308-995-4444. But during the festival, it is extremely busy. So if you have emergencies, give us a ring. Otherwise, most of the answers you need, you can find at holdridgechamber.com. Really appreciate you guys taking the time to listen today. Check us out next Monday. Check us out at the festival. See you soon.